Yesterday, after I ended the broadcast, I did something. I did something that was objectively terrifying. I did something that was a betrayal of my principles. I did something that I did not want to do. I did something that I was peer pressured by my brother into doing. A lot of people in the chat are speculating, and I think it's time to come clean. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, after the broadcast ended, I made my way over to the western seafront, well, the riverfront in New York City, because my brother, who had booked our travel accommodations, had sneakily snuck in a free, that's right, complimentary helicopter ride to John Fitzgerald Kennedy Airport. That's right. Apparently, this is something that you can get, but because it allowed me to stream 1 extra hour rather than sit in traffic, I said, I don't want to do it. I think it's absolutely terrifying. I don't want to do it because it's a betrayal of my principles and my values. I bit the bullet, and I got on a motherfucking blade with like 3 random strangers, a helicopter pilot, and Hasan Piker. It was free, which I thought was probably even worse because, like, who the fuck's out there giving free helicopter rides? Immediately, my mind went to Pinochet. I thought to myself, this is absolutely ridiculous. So I did that. I got on it. And for 7 uninterrupted minutes, looking over New York City, Brooklyn, and New Jersey, including the Statue of Liberty, I was fucking terrified. Absolutely idiotic and completely unacceptable mode of transportation, folks. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. It takes you 7 minutes to go from Blade West to JFK, and it was the dumbest and scariest, most idiotic experience and a mode of transportation on the planet. I know Bill Burr's a big helicopter guy, but holy fucking moly, dude. That shit is so dumb. Absolutely so dumb. What I did not mention to any of you, because I was genuinely fearful, was all of the research that I did prior. Now, of course, you guys remember, fans of the show, old heads know, I've done a helicopter stun lock on this broadcast before. I have spent, I think, like 6 hours total on a helicopter stun lock about how terrifying helicopters are, how dangerous helicopters are. And that was definitely the real world. That was happening in the real world as well. At least you got to experience it. I will never experience it ever again because the entire time, first of all, as soon as I arrived at like the helicopter pad terminal blade area, whatever, immediately I was like, all right, there's alcohol. They're serving you alcohol there. And I was like, I hope the fucking pilot's not using it. You sold out, hypocrite. Yes, I did. I downed a double Macallan. Everyone was making fun of me. Everyone was like, why the fuck are you so scared? I'm like, have you seen this? Did you guys know in 2019 a helicopter crashed into a building in New York and there were no survivors? Did you know that a Blade helicopter accidentally had to do an emergency landing in the Hudson? Did you know that? Exactly. It's not even just like Kobe, but like my principle is basically if it happens to Kobe, then it can happen to anybody. Okay? Airplanes crash all the time too. Yeah, statistically speaking, air travel with a commercial airliner is like insurmountably better and safer than car travel and significantly safer than helicopter travel. You can make the argument that helicopter travel is safer than car travel, statistically speaking, but it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter because it's infinitely less safe than a fucking airplane. Okay? Commercial flights. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Helicopters have a 35% higher risk of crashing compared to airplanes. Yeah, you also got there instantly though. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not worth it. I genuinely am telling you. It's not worth it. There was a 2018 New York City helicopter crash where 5 died. Yeah, I was looking up all the helicopter crashes that happened in New York City. I was also looking up like helicopter fatality likelihood. Just absolutely terrifying. Like absolutely terrifying stuff. Why would you do that? I mean, why would I do that? Because it's like a thing that I have legitimate fears over. And I think those legitimate fears are actually legitimate. It's not even like a fucking phobia. And I have no issue flying with an airplane. Like I do not fear airplanes at all. I have no fears with airplanes. But I think I freaked myself out. I was like, oh my God, it's going to be like socialist hypocrite gets on a helicopter and dies. I was like thinking in my mind, everyone's going to celebrate my death when I die in a fucking fiery crash in a goddamn helicopter. But as always, regardless of my anxiety, I bit the bullet. I think I made it legitimately worse because like it was free. Because like why the fuck are they giving this shit out? You know what I mean? Like this is one of those things where like it's supposed to be like super expensive, right? Like the fact that it was also a complimentary service made it so much more suspicious Like, what's the fucking catch here? Like, oh, well, it was free, so they died, but who cares? Like, what is the ulterior motive? It's also wild. There's so many people that have had experiences with helicopters and be like, yeah, you know, I had the opportunity to get on like a helicopter when I was working staff for a festival, and then my fucking and I refused to do so because I was terrified, and then the helicopter crashed. Like, literally, the helicopter was supposed to be on. There's so many people that have stories like this that it's just like terrifying. Normally, it's $195, which isn't even what? It's $195 only? There is no fucking... Now that I know how much it costs, that makes it worse. That makes it so much worse. Oh my Lord, look at this. It literally is. Oh my God. Bro, the margins don't add up. That's an Uber, dog. That's how much you spend on an Uber in New York. Dude, I'll show you Murat's fucking face. That basically shows the situation at hand. Hold on. You guys already... I posted my reaction at first on Instagram, and then I was like, I'm gonna talk about it on stream as a surprise. So I deleted it. But of course, even though it was up for like 3 seconds, y'all grabbed it. Does anyone have the Murat response? Because he was so happy. He literally sat in the front seat, which is objectively the scariest seat in the helicopter to sit in. Okay? There are usually pilots trying to collect flight hours. They're basically subsidizing the rides. Dude, that is terrifying. Brother, last time I went to New York and took an Uber from New York City to JFK was literally $130. Yeah, no, it's unacceptable. It's actually fucking unacceptable. Murat's sitting in the front. Look at his fucking face. Look at his goddamn face throughout the entire experience. You look so scared? Yeah, I am scared. I am. I looked at my fucking resting heart rate and it was like 120 beats per minute because I was so fucking scared. They're on Groupon, brother. No fucking shot. This is what I'm saying. Dude, you're definitely dying, okay? Like, now that I know that helicopter rides are so fucking, like, infinitely cheaper than you would expect, there is 0% chance. Bro, imagine getting a fucking helicopter ride from Groupon. Are you crazy? Are you fucking joking? I mean, technically, mine was free, which is even worse. Now that I found out that the going rate for this is $195, it makes me feel even less safe. Because it's like, at least if it was like $1,000 or something, a ride, and I got it for free, it's like there's an element, there's an air of safety associated with that. Because like, they're not going to kill someone that's like spending $1,000 for a 7-minute trip. You know what I mean? How are you not more mad at Murat? I am, but ultimately I didn't die. I think that's the reason why I'm not as mad at Murat. I shouldn't have trusted him because after I heard what he had to say about the Titanic sub, if you recall, you were there. You know what his takes are on like experimental things. Like he's fucking a psycho. To be fair, the submersible trip was $250,000. Why was it free? I think it's like with JetBlue. Murat booked the tickets. I don't fucking know. But I think like when you get JetBlue Mint on JFK, they give you a free helicopter ride, I guess. Which I'm surprised. How do you make the margins on that? Well, I guess because it's like $195. I don't know. JetBlue rocks? Fuck no, it doesn't. La 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 la, no DMCA. La 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 la, no